And we're going to begin our sequence this afternoon, which will be working just on the unwind strip. So this is the strip. Again, it doesn't matter which side you use. Obviously, you don't want to use that thin side. That would be quite intense. So either one of the two flat sides. Okay, so let's begin. Let's come onto the mat together and just take a few moments there. And you can just kind of put your strip aside. So first, just grounding down through your feet, wherever you are. We begin just to connect to the breath. So our breathing for this entire sequence is going to be in through the nose and out through the nose, apart from the times when I will cue you to take a big sigh. So maybe just begin to ground down through the soles of your feet. Find some length all the way from the base of your feet out through the crown of your head. Taking a few deep, slow breaths in and out through your nose. Perhaps you can even close your eyes, so turn your gaze within. And as you do that, draw the next breath in through your nose and direct it all the way down to your toes. And then as you exhale, allow the breath to flow from your toes all the way out through your nose. So you're creating this breath that goes in the nose, flows all the way down to the toes, and then exhales all the way up and out through the nose. Take a few more of those deep and full breaths. Now that you've grounded yourself into your space, begin to sense the earth beneath your feet. And just take a moment to feel into your own body. As you breathe into spaces in your body, where do you feel constriction and where do you feel ease? What do you notice? And then taking your last conscious and full breath in here. You can come onto your strip. Sorry, you're going to come down onto your mat in a seated position now. So we start off with checking in. So to check in, we hug the knees into the chest and we wrap the arms around the knees. So you're sitting up nice and tall here. You've got some length through your back body. So you're not slumping down, you're sitting up nice and tall. And then from there, just begin to feel into your body. Where do you feel stretching? Where do you feel some tension? And let's begin to check in. We're checking in 4 points. You can watch me for a second. The first point would be to bring the chin to the chest. The second point would be to raise the chin up towards the ceiling. And then, of course, gazing over one shoulder and then the other. So you can join me now. Take a full breath in and exhale, chin to the chest. Notice what you feel. What do you feel in the back of your neck? Notice how far down your chin reaches towards your chest. Does it touch? Take note of your range of motion here. Now inhale and draw your chin up towards the ceiling. Take note, what does that feel like in your body? What is your range of motion here? Where do you feel pulling or stretching? And then come back to a neutral space. Now gaze all the way over one shoulder. How far back can you look at the things behind you? What is your range of motion here? Remember, take note, come back to center, and then go all the way over to the other side. Gaze, see how far back you can look. And then come back to neutral. So now you have a gauge of your range of motion and the feelings within your body. You can release and come all the way down onto your back body. So you're lying flat down on your back with the arms out beside you. So in this position, you just feel into your body. What does it feel like to be lying on the floor? What parts of your body are connecting to the earth? And what parts of your body are raised up off the ground? Are the calves, the backs of the knees, are they resting on the earth? In particular, bring your hand into the area beneath your lower back and just notice, is there a gap or a space beneath your lower back? And then the shoulders, just take note. Perhaps the shoulder blades are not quite flat and melted into the floor. Just notice. What about the back of the head? What is the sensation in the neck? Just take a few more deep breaths here. And then on the next inhale, you can draw your arms up overhead, take a deep stretch. Feel as though your fingers and your toes are being pulled away from one another. And then as you exhale, hug your knees into your chest and take a gentle rock from one side to the other. Bring the hands to the backs of your thighs and begin a gentle rock and roll. So you can roll backwards and forwards just once or twice, coming up into a seated position. And then you can bring your strip. The strip is going to run along the long side of your mat, lengthways. Doesn't matter which way it's facing, just as long as it is on the flat side. And ideally, what you want to do is bring your bum onto the strip and leave a little tail, about that much of a tail, okay? So your strip is in the center of your mat, and you bring the base of your buttocks down onto the strip, and then you make sure that as you come down, the strip is exactly running along the length of your spine. And then when you come to the top of the strip, that your head is still able to rest onto the strip. So you essentially have got from the base of your spine all the way up to the back of your head is resting on the strip. And now you can just let go. You can relax the arms, send the feet down to the bottom of your mat and just sink into the strip first. So what you are doing here is you're just allowing the body just to settle onto the strip. We're taking some deep breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. I bring your awareness back to that breathing technique of inhaling from the nose all the way down to the toes. And then exhaling from the toes all the way out through the nose. So slow and deep breaths. Inhaling from the toes all the way up to from the nose, all the way down to the toes. And then exhaling from the toes all the way out through the nose. So you're really encouraging yourself here to have these big, free belly breaths that are slow and conscious and that are allowing you, with each exhale, to melt a little bit more into the strip. So take 3 more rounds of those full breaths. Lovely. We begin now by bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat, bending the knees. The hands can now face down beside your body. What we're going to do is just begin to gently tilt our pelvis forward and back. So it's almost like a twerking motion, that if you can imagine your pelvis is stacked here, and what you're going to do is bring your pubic bone towards your navel. The lower back still stays flat on the mat. And then you're going to roll down and arch through the back as you bring the pubic bone down towards the strip. So you're doing these little micro movements of tilting forward and back, and forward and back. And you're going to now introduce the breath. So inhaling, you can come forward, and exhaling, you can roll back. And you're just making these beautiful micro movements through your pelvis. Just your pelvis is tilting here. Even if you put your hands onto the pelvis, you can feel this tilt, this complete movement, tilting forward and then tilting back. Beware here not to raise the hips off the strip. You are keeping them firmly onto the strip. Just the pelvis is tilted. So take another 2 more of these very slowly and mindfully with your breath. Coming back into a neutral space. So in that neutral space, lower the legs, take the hands out beside you, and just breathe. Notice any micro change or shift in your body. A few deep breaths there. Feeling perhaps now some warmth of where the body is resting against the strip. Can you feel warmth starting to generate there? Take a full breath in through your nose and a big sigh on your exhale. Step your feet together. Bring your hands beside your body. Tuck them close, palms are facing up. We're going to begin now with some arm raises. So as you inhale, you're going to draw your arms all the way up and over, and see if you can flatten your palms above your head on the floor. And then you exhale and you begin to draw the hands all the way down back to your side body. Inhale, arms come all the way up and over. And exhale, hands roll all the way down. We take another 4 more of these in your own time. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Move slowly and mindfully. 2 more. Last one. Notice all the sensations. Exhale, lower down for the last one. Hands come to rest beside you. Take the feet apart and just sink into the strip a little deeper. Notice. 2 full breaths here, in and out through the nose. Draw the feet back together, bring the hands back to the thighs. Palms are facing up. We begin with some snow angels. So what is going to happen here is you're going to raise your hands just about 5 centimeters off the floor, and you're going to begin to sweep them around your body. So just above the ground, like you're making an angel in snow. As you get to the top, grab hold of one wrist with one hand and stretch right through the fingers and right through the toes. And then as you exhale, release that and roll those arms all the way back down to your sides. And then again, let's take 3 more of those. Inhale, draw the arms up. They're just off the floor, about 5 centimeters. All the way up and over, grab hold of the other wrist, stretch, hold the breath, and exhale, lower down, loosen, and roll those hands all the way down to your sides. And then again, inhale for the 3rd one, draw the arms all the way up and over, grab hold of a wrist, stretch, and exhale, lower all the way down. Slow, mindful. Last one. Inhale all the way around, up and over. Grab hold of the opposite wrist, stretch it out, and then release, and open all the way out, relaxing the hands down beside you. Separate the feet. And once again, take some of those breaths from the nose to the toes, and then from the toes to the nose. From here, we're going to move into the next exercise, which will be some bridge pulses. So what we're going to do here is bend through the knees and bring the feet onto the mat. You can bring them in towards the buttocks as far as they will go, just a place where you can have the feet very stable on the ground. From here, you're going to bring your palms facing down beside your thighs, beside your buttocks, and you're going to start with some bridge lifts, just with the hips at first, and then we'll incorporate both hips and arms. So we begin with first 4 bridge raises with just the hips. So on your inhale, you press into the soles of the feet, and you inhale and raise your hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, roll them down, 1 vertebra at a time. Slowly, you're rolling back down. Let's take 3 more. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, slowly down. Last one. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, all the way down. Take a moment there, full breath in. Gentle sigh out. This time we incorporate the hands. So you can have the hands kind of palms facing each other here. And as you inhale, you're going to lift both the hips and the hands. So inhale all the way up. Arms come up and overhead. Hold the breath there. And then exhale, roll out slowly and mindfully, all the way down. Hips to the ground, hands to the ground. 3 more in your own time, slow and mindful. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. And exhale down. Send the feet down to the bottom of the mat. Take the arms out in a corpse pose here and just let your body melt onto the strip. Notice what you feel in your body. What are the sensations? Take a few big breaths in and out through the nose. Stepping the feet together, bringing the palms beside you, palms to face up. Inhale, draw the arms up towards the ceiling. So we now begin with a few movements into the shoulder blades. So while you are here, you'd probably begin to feel your shoulder blades hugging around the strip. What we're going to do is we inhale to draw the hands as though someone's pulling your hands up. And then as you exhale, you drop the shoulder blades to hug onto the strip and you hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then inhale, reach the shoulders off the ground. And exhale, lower them back to hug around the strip. So you'll feel it pressing into the shoulder blades. And hold here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, raise up, off. And exhale, lower down. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take another few of those movements. So make it about 2 of them. Raising the hands up and the shoulders off, and then dropping the shoulders round. And then a last time. Raising the shoulders off and dropping them down. This time with the shoulders drop down, and as you're into that space of holding, open your arms in a T. So open them out sideways and relax your whole body. Take your feet hip-width distance apart and just relax. Breathe from the nose to the toes and from the toes to the nose. A few deep breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. With the arms stretched out now, we're going to give ourselves a couple of big bear hugs. So inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, wrap the arms around you. See if you can almost touch the strip under your back. Give yourself a big squeeze. Squeeze right into the shoulder blades. If you can even give yourself a little self-massage here. Maybe you feel a couple of trigger points here, little knots. Just move your self-massage, pressing into the shoulder blades, squeezing tightly, and then inhale, open up your arms wide again. And then as you exhale, the other arm comes on top now, and you wrap them around your chest. And again, squeeze here. Little bit of a self-massage. Take a full breath in. And exhale, or open those arms out to the sides one more time. From here, relax the whole body down. You've just given yourself a lovely big bear hug. You're now going to flip the hands up into a cactus. So you simply take yourself from a T and you bring those hands up and you see if they will both relax down onto the floor. From here, take a full breath in and a gentle sigh out. Inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, begin to draw the elbows towards one another, bringing the forearms and elbows and palms together to touch in front of you. Inhale, open them out and drop them to the sides. And exhale, elbows together, wrists together, palms together. Continue here with 3 more of these. The slow movements. Elbows together, wrists together, palms together. Opening out. Inhale. And exhale. Just really be mindful of your breath and the sensations within your body. A couple more of these. Last one, in fact. Slow and mindful. Draw the elbows, the forearms, the hands, and then relax them. Lower them all the way down. Back into the cactus pose. Few breaths there as you feel that stretch over the shoulders, into the upper arms. Letting your whole body melt one last time into the strip. And then you can slowly lower your hands down. And bring the soles of your feet onto the mat once again, knees are bent. We're going to do a little bit of balancing as our last few movements here with the strip in this position. Bringing your right leg up. So you want to raise the foot, but you want to have almost like a flat tabletop on the shin, where you could place a tray filled with little teacups. And so from there, you can just take a moment to feel, what does that feel like in your body as you raise that leg? And then lower it down. And then raise the left leg in the same way. So just to feel, what does that feel like in my body? And then you can lower it down. This time, let's incorporate some arms at the same time. So raise those arms, those hands up towards the ceiling. And then take your right foot off the floor. And if you begin to wobble here, that's completely welcome. So let your body have that wobble. It's really amazing for switching back on all of those neural pathways as you are releasing here through the spine. Allow yourself to wobble. Hold it here. Keep your breathing flowing. Inhaling and exhaling out of the nose. And then when you're ready, you can lower that right foot. Then you can take the left foot off. And then allow your body, maybe the left side feels a lot more stable for you. Just notice. What are the sensations within your body? Maybe one side was very wobbly and the other side isn't. And then lower that leg. And then your choice now to either raise one and then the other, or if you feel like a bit of fun, you can attempt to raise both legs. And if you wobble and you fall off that strip, that's completely okay. Just allow yourself to experience whatever is going on for you here. And if you've raised one leg, don't forget to raise the other. And then eventually you can find your way back onto the strip, and you can extend the legs down and hands come out to the sides. Just take a few more big breaths here. Again, reminder of the breath that flows from the nose all the way down to the toes, and then from the toes all the way up to the nose. Notice the sensation of warmth along your spine. And then you can roll over onto one side and remove your strip. Take it and place it just next to you and come flat onto your back body once again. Notice what has shifted and what has changed within you. Do you feel that you are more connected to the earth through your body? Maybe there was even a space when we did a little test, the hand behind your lower back. What do you notice now? Is that space gone? Are your shoulders more relaxed on the floor? Just take a few more breaths, noticing what has shifted, what has changed. And then bring the feet together. Take a deep stretch, arms up overhead. And as you exhale, hug your knees into the chest one more time. Maybe feel, what does your back body feel like now? Is there more ease? Or is there maybe a little bit more stiffness? Bring the hands to the backs of your thighs and allow yourself to travel up into a seated position. From here, we're going to begin to work along the back body with the strip. So you're going to take your strip and once again, bring it underneath your legs here and scoop it up. So into or underneath the buttocks. So come back down on your back body, draw your feet up towards the ceiling and just lift them slightly and lower the strip. Lower your mid buttocks onto the strip. And then you can bring your feet down. So let's actually take it higher. Let's take it almost into the base of the sacrum. So you are slightly elevated here off the floor. Then extend your legs down to the bottom of the mat. And so you really want to be feeling that the pelvis is lifting off the strip. And then just rest your hands out to the sides. Just notice what that feels like in your body. That strip that is really in the middle of the buttocks, and it is raising your hips just above the ground. Take a few of those breaths from the nose to the toes, and then from the toes to the nose. Allow them to flow up and down. And then from here, you can step your feet onto the mat. Knees are bent. Bring your arms out in a T and allow your knees to begin to drift over from one side to the other. But you're going to take your time here. So you keep your shoulders pinned. You keep your hands on the ground and you use them as your base. So begin to draw those knees over from one side to the other. If you begin to find any points where you almost feel like you've hit a little bit of a trigger point, maybe just pause there for a moment and let the body sink into that sensation. Use your breath, so take a full breath in and a full breath out as you do that. And then allow the knees to come up and over slowly to the other side. So again, you are finding those lovely juicy points in the glutes, and you're allowing gravity to really do the work here. But at the same time, you're moving fluidly. So you allowing yourself to drop the knees from side to side, moving them in this beautiful way, feeling the stretch along the side of your rib cage as well as the knees drop over to one side. All of that fascial connection that connects every single part of your body. So we'll take a few more of these, moving gently from side to side. Just finding those spots as you move, getting right into those spaces. Guide yourself here. So if you need to move the strip up or down, just as long as you are not in the lower back, just gently moving here from side to side. And then coming back into a neutral space, and perhaps just stepping your feet wide on your mat and letting your knees rest together here. Draw your arms up overhead, maybe hold onto the elbows. See if you're able to rest your arms above your head. And just take a few soft, smooth breaths there. Feeling into what this position feels like in your body. Belly rises as you inhale and falls as you exhale. And then slowly separating the knees, step the feet back towards one another. Extend your legs down to the bottom of your mat. Draw your arms up and overhead. And then from there, you can slowly lower the arms, come onto the elbows, and into a seated position. From here, grab hold of your strip, and you're going to wrap it around your back body. So really at the level of your bra strap or in the mid back. So wrap it around and create two little arms that come forward, and then allow yourself to roll back and right onto your back. Let go of those two little arms. Extend your hands out to the sides and just open up your body here. Take your feet out to the sides and just breathe in and out through your nose here. Full breaths in and out. Allow yourself to feel the expansion in your chest, just with this little elevation of the chest raised up here, opening this lovely space for you to breathe fully into the belly and then exhale and release. So just take a few more of those breaths. And then coming to grab hold of your strip and just bringing it in one pace higher. So if it was at your bra strap, you just shift it one little bit higher. And then from there, lower the arms down to the sides. Again, we'll do 6 arm raises here. So inhale, draw your arms all the way up and over. This time the palms can face up. And then exhale, lower the arms all the way down to your sides. Palms are now facing down. Inhale all the way up and over. Palms are facing up. Exhale, roll the hands all the way down. Palms come to face onto. Let's take 2 more. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, hands come all the way down. Last one. And exhale, hands come all the way down. And as they come down, you raise the head and the shoulders off the ground. Bring the feet onto the mat. Bring the arms into a little boxer stance. And from here, you're going to begin to roll all the way over onto your side. And then all the way back and over onto the other side. So you're rolling all the way over onto the arm, the top of the shoulder. And you're going to begin to slowly edge your way down, almost like you're leopard crawling down. If you find a spot along the way, you just stay there for a moment. Take a full breath in and then a full breath out. So just really allow yourself to feel deeply into your body. You are in your body. You feeling where there are these pockets of tension, where there's restriction within your fascia. Take your time. You're moving inch by inch, lower down on your mat. And the strip is moving up into the shoulders here. You're now moving all the way up and over. And just slow everything right down. So you're really feeling into your body. What is your body telling you? You move down until you get to the point where the strip is just about at the top of your shoulders. So that you can place your hand and you can touch that strip. And then come onto your back again. So it's now near the top of your shoulders. Extend your legs. Once again, your head is hanging back here. And we can take a few more of those arm movements, this time palms facing towards one another. Inhale, raise your arms up and all the way over. And exhale and roll them all the way down. Take 3 more of these. Inhale, arms come up and over. Exhale, arms come all the way down. Last one. Inhale all the way up and over. Exhale, roll all the way down. Relax and just breathe into your body. A few deep breaths here. Breathing from the nose all the way down to the toes. And then from the toes all the way out through the nose. Slow and steady breaths. And one more time. You can send the feet onto the mat. We're going to do the same bridge pulse that we did. Raising up of the hips. As you inhale, the hips draw up high. And then as you exhale, they lower down to the ground. This time incorporating the arms as well. Inhale, arms come all the way up and over. Exhale, lower down to the earth. Let's take 3 more of those. Inhale all the way up and over. Exhale, lower down, feet to the earth. Last one, inhale up, over. Exhale, lower down. Raise the hands up towards the ceiling and them out to the sides. Take your feet down. Relax the feet, hip width distance apart. few more deep breaths there. Slowly bringing hands down to the sides. Tuck the chin into the chest. You can find or take your strip out and let your whole back body sink into the earth one more time. So again, just checking in. What does it feel like in your back body now? The space from the buttocks all the way to the shoulders. What are the sensations? A few big breaths there. We're finally going to move into the neck. So for this, you're going to grab hold of your strip and you're going to fold it in half. So you want to have a rounded bit and a bit that is the two edges together. We're going to do a couple of things before the neck first, but the first one we'll do is pretty much a bit similar, bringing the strip, the folded edge, into the space of the bra strap, so along the spine, and then you're going to lie back on that bit, and ideally what you want is to have the head, the top of the strip right into the base of the skull, so that suboccipital area. So you're lying on the strip is folded and it's running lengthwise. The folded section is in your mid back, and then the base, the back of your head is where the two come together and meet. And then from there you can again just lie and breathe. A few deep breaths. Really using the breath here to open up your chest. A few deep breaths in and out. And maybe from here you can even gently begin to roll the head from side to side. And just relax. Relax your whole back onto that support. Take another full breath in. As you exhale, bring the elbows down, you press yourself up, come off the strip and onto your back. Still keeping the strip folded in half. So folding it in half, making sure that you hold onto these edges that come together. And you're going to bring the strip underneath the head. So the flat side is going to go under, the neck goes over this flat side. So you bring it behind the head. And you place it onto the floor and it fits into the area of the neck. So once you've got that spot, you will know when you've got it. You've hit the spot. You keep those little edgy bits stuck together. And you begin to just relax. The head pressing back onto the strip. Take a few deep breaths there. And we're going to begin to inhale and press the back of the head and the neck into the strip. And exhale, release. Inhale, press back. And exhale, release. Inhale, press back. And exhale, release. And inhale, press back. And exhale, release. And now you can begin to nod your head. So, yes. Up and down the chin, gently and slowly. And then begin to roll your head from side to side. So gently and slowly rolling it from one side to the other. So really allowing yourself to feel into all of the tension that may be present in your neck. Rolling it slowly from one side over to the other. Maybe you get to one point and you feel a knot or a bit of tension there, and you can just linger, take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then you can roll it all the way over to the other side. If you find a spot, just stop there. Full breath in, full breath out. Maybe rolling your head all the way over to one side. Taking the hand that from the side you're looking at and bringing it up and over your forehead as you press into the forehead, holding and pinning onto the strip through the neck. And then you can release and turn to gaze towards the other side. And then the same thing, bringing that hand onto the forehead, pressing down. And then just for the last few moments, allowing you to move freely, taking that lovely stretch into the neck, gently massaging out, releasing the fascia and all the bits of tension that reside in the space of the neck. The last few moments just to feel. And then finally you can bring the strip behind your head, the back of your head, the flat part of the back of your head, and just rest there. Just relax your hands. Just take a few breaths, noticing what's shifted in your body, what's changed, what feels good, what still feels constricted. A few more deep breaths in and out through your nose. And then removing the strip and just placing it beside you. Giving yourself a few moments to just let the body sink into the floor. Noticing the parts of your body that now feel more relaxed or more tense. Noticing what has shifted or changed for you. And then drawing yourself back into the space. Bringing the feet together to touch, drawing the arms up overhead. Taking a lovely deep stretch. Hugging your knees into your chest. Taking your last gentle roll from one side to the other, just feeling what space has been created in the back. Bringing the hands underneath the thighs and beginning to rock back. And maybe just a little one, extra one. Coming into a seated position and back into that starting point, just to check in. Maybe hugging the knees and lengthening through the spine. Feeling into your back body. What does it feel like? Let's check in one more time by dropping the chin to the chest. Noticing if anything has shifted in your range of motion here. And then drawing your chin up towards the ceiling. What do you feel? Bringing your chin back into a neutral space. Looking to one side, are you able to gaze back further? And then coming into a neutral space. And going all the way over to the other side. And coming back into a neutral space. And then finally, just taking your last full breath in and full breath out. And coming back. Grab hold of your strip. And to give yourself a round of applause.